we must introduce something like autopsy, compulsory autopsy that deals with cause of death. Some years ago, I lost my son, one of my sons in London, like 8 years ago. He slept and didn't wake up. The autopsy revealed that he had a heart failure. Just heart failure. If it were in UK here, sorry, in Nigeria here, people would start speculating, maybe it's a witch that killed him, maybe somebody else is a mother that killed him, maybe it's a ritual. So we give ourselves the room to talk nonsense every time. So we need to have a law, which I am championing, to make it mandatory that when people die before they are buried, they will do an autopsy to know the cause of death. Even when people have a car accident, and you think that they died because of the car accident, you still do an autopsy to make sure that you know the cause of death. You can have an accident, and maybe the person could have survived it, for example, if they had medical attention as quickly as possible. The time because they have an accident, car accident doesn't necessarily mean that was the cause of death. There could be other intervening factors, that could happen so, quickly. But in Nigeria, somebody dies. There's so much speculations as to what could have been or might have caused it, and it creates a lot of animosity and mistrust amongst us. And of course, a few days later, another young boy, 14-year-old boy, died. That said that they took his intestines. Again, there must be an autopsy to know exactly what happened. Because it might just be that nothing like that happened. It might be, we don't know. But an autopsy will certainly help to establish the facts. And then those who are guilty will be punished. Those who are not guilty will be free.
But do you think if an autopsy is done, would they want to reveal the real results? If actually
they must look, you can do an autopsy 1 or 2 or 3 until you get what you can. When we have a law, the law provides for it to be done compulsorily within 48 hours of death. So it can be done within 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, to allow for religious differences, for example. We're talking about medical issues here. So when the autopsy is done, and it is done through the coroner's office, because every local government area must have a coroner. So there should be a chief coroner who will be in charge of such. That's their job, which is team. And when that is done, it should be paid for by the government. It must be paid for by the government. Then, if the family or other pressure groups are not interested, are not convinced about the result, there should be in every state an independent expert that such things could be referred to. So it's not just conclusive that, because this is Nigeria, we know how things work. We know that somebody can also try to influence the result of, but let us start. Let us start from somewhere. If we're not happy with that local government report from the coroner, we go to the independent one or any other one. At that stage, you pay for it yourself, because you are the one now asking for the extra work to be done. But it's so unfair that innocent people can just be intimidated. I was told that the nurse that handled Mohbad has been arrested. I mean, why would that be? So they must wait for the results of the autopsy. Because there could be 1,001 reasons why somebody died.